Hello! There are two interesting things to look out for in today's video. The first would be a conversation that I had with RJ Zoha Sanofer of Fever FM 91.9. They have consented that I can share the conversation with you. It was all about Montessori, of course. So listen to that and let me know what you think, and do share it with newbies who have no idea of what the Montessori method is. It would be really useful for them. The second thing is that there are 5 activities in this video which involve cardinal counting and skip counting for the 3 to 6 year olds. So cardinal counting refers to a method of counting wherein each object in a set of objects is given a number, and the child is able to understand that the last object has the number that you assign to the last object in this set tells you how many are there in that set. Okay. Skip counting means you're counting the same number of objects in 2s or 3s or 5s or 4s. So there are several activities that can be done at home to help the child in this, to develop this ability. So please listen to the radio conversation and also try out the activities at home. Bye.
Lose control.
Vanakkam Chennai City, you're listening to Lose Control with me Zoha, only on Fever 91.9 FM. It's Bollywood in Superstar, and Ippo on the show, somebody super awesome is joining us. She is a trained Montessori teacher who has worked in a school for 4 years. She has also helped children learn shlokas and dance ever since she was just 17, and she has her own channel on YouTube and Instagram. It's called I Teach, I Learn, where she talks about Montessori method and is currently posting more than 200 Montessori inspired activities that can easily be done at home with children. So let's welcome Aishwarya Dwaraknath, also a very good friend of mine. Hi Aishwarya. So tell us first of all, what is the Montessori method of education and what is a teacher's role in this system?
Hi Zoha, thank you so much for having me on your show. The Montessori method of education was developed by Dr. Maria Montessori as a child-centric method of education where children can actually make active choices in the learning process, because we believe that the child is capable of his own learning. Literally, a child in a classroom can choose the material that they're going to work with if they have been introduced to such work. These choices are informed choices and are guided by the teachers who we call Montessori adults. The adult's role in this environment is to observe the child and offer help only when it is required, because the children must learn to become independent. Dr. Montessori viewed education as an aid to life and not as a means to an end. There are no grades, no marks, only observations and holistic assessments by the trained teacher who follows the child's progress and guides him or her as they master concepts at their own pace.
This Montessori environment or classroom sounds very different, Ilya. So how exactly is it different from, say, a traditional school or kindergarten?
In a traditional classroom or in a kindergarten, you'll normally notice that the children face the teacher and the teacher guides the class on what is to happen. I'm not against other forms of education. They are trying to make learning fun and interesting for the children. In a Montessori environment, however, learning is considered to be as natural a process as learning to walk and talk. So, some things that stand out in an authentic Montessori environment are the children are of a mixed age group. For the primary environment, you have 2.5 to 6 year olds. In the elementary environment, you have 6 to 12 year olds. These children learn independently, alongside each other, and learn from each other as well, just like real society. There are scientific materials on the shelf which are neatly arranged and accessible to the children. So the children have freedom of choice to choose the material, bring it to their mat and work. They also have freedom to move around, to walk and talk as they please, provided that they are within the limits set by the classroom and the ground rules of the classroom. The teacher or the adult is trained in the philosophy and the method to introduce the materials and has a basic knowledge of child psychology. She plans lessons based on observations and based on the child's readiness to work. This teacher is trained by a reputed Montessori institute. In India, we have the IMTC as well as the AMI and several other reputed institutes which provide authentic Montessori training.
Man, that sounds so awesome. I wish I had this method of learning when I was a kid. How prevalent is, this Montessori method in India? And just a little while ago, you told us that children are in this method till 12 years old currently, yeah? So how will they manage to shift to other boards later on?
So, what a lot of people don't know is that Montessori developed a part of the elementary curriculum while she was in our very own Madras in 1939. Today in India, there are several schools across cities, towns, and even corporation schools where the Montessori system is in place up until the age of 12. After this, children do transition to other schools with different boards. The general scenario is that these children do well academically, if not better. We as teachers try to ensure that the needs of society with regard to syllabus, coping skills, extracurricular activities, etc. are offered and met. We must remember that change is always a challenge, even when children move from one city to another or from, say, CBSE to state board. What we hope is that the Montessori method helps our children perform well in any setting because of the skills that they imbibe every day, like decision making, discipline, social behavior, and the ability to set standards for themselves. The child learns because he wants to learn. Whether at school or at home, all we can do is provide him or her with the right support, environment, and tools for development. So, I have some activities on my channel and page which require zero screen time, are hands-on, and target particular skills for the children. And I hope that they will be useful to the parents who are currently working from home and are with their children.
Oh, absolutely, Aishwarya. I think this is the right time for parents to actually kind of adapt the whole Montessori method of learning for their children. So, guys, go and check out I Teach, I Learn. This is the channel on YouTube and Instagram. So, go and check it out. And, there are so many beautiful, amazing Montessori activities that Aishwarya regularly keeps posting. And it will be so helpful and useful for your children. So, go and check it out right away. Thank you so much, Aishwarya, for joining us on the show. It was lovely talking to you. And this is Lose Control with me, Zoha, only on Fever 91.9 FM. It's Bollywoodian Superstar.